Nicholas was born in Patara, Turkey in 270 CE. He was later named the Bishop of Myra and died in the year 345. In the 19th century, the church sainted him, and they gave him a day, St. Nicholas Day, which is celebrated on December, want to guess? You were wrong, December 6th. It had absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. The way St. Nicholas became Santa that we know of today is quite an interesting case of an evolving mythology. In 1087, a group of pagan sailors went to his grave in Turkey, collected his bones, and took them to Bari, Italy, which was largely dominated by the cult of Pascha Epithelia, the grandmother cult. These cultists worshipped a female deity who was boon-giving. Specifically, this god Pascha Epithelia would fill children's stockings with gifts. Sounds familiar. When Nicholas's bones arrived in Bari, the cult ousted the grandmother, replacing her with Nicholas because, hey, why not? And they used to have a pageant on December 6th where they would give gifts to each other. Eventually, the cult spread to the north, and it was adopted by German and Celtic pagans who had previously worshipped a pagan god by the name of Wotan, the father of Thor. You've probably heard of him. According to the mythology, Wotan had a long white beard and rode a horse through the heavens one evening each autumn. Nicholas was merged by these Celtic and German pagans with Wotan, and his Mediterranean appearance was shed. Suddenly, he was garbed in winter clothing. The Christians, making a bid for pagan observances, did exactly as they had done with other pagan observances, and offered the cultists to come join Christianity. When the cultists declined the offer because of their belief in Nicholas, the Christians accommodated their beliefs on the condition that the day of worship move forward 19 days, from December the 6th to December 25th. In 1809, Washington Irving, author of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Rip Van Winkle, wrote a satire about Dutch history called Knickerbocker History. Several times in this book, he refers to St. Nicholas by his Dutch name, Santa Claus, which is where that particular moniker originates. In 1822, a Christian and theologian by the name of Clement Moore wrote the following poem. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse." You know the rest of it. In the poem, Santa receives 8 reindeer, which are named, and he descended through chimneys. But Santa still didn't have that modern look. He was this scary character, wearing a long black furry coat, short and bent over, carrying a cane. Santa transformed into the jolly fellow we know today because of a magazine called Harper's Weekly. The magazine had a Bavarian illustrator by the name of Thomas Nast, who, from 1862 through 1886, produced 2,200 cartoons of Santa. Nast, for the first time ever in history, located Santa at the North Pole and gave him elves to help making toys for children in the workshop. In 1931, the Coca-Cola Corporation, after having removed cocaine from the ingredients and replacing it with caffeine, were facing financial difficulties. For some reason, apparently consumers could tell the difference. They needed some sort of clever advertising campaign that would give Coca-Cola a boost in sales. They hired the famous Swedish commercial artist, Haddon Sundblom, to create a Coke-drinking Santa, which he did, basing the appearance on his friend Lou Prentice. This marketable Santa was overweight and cheerful and had a chubby red face. The only problem with Santa's fur-trimmed suit is that it was black. The corporation insisted that Santa's suit be bright Coca-Cola red, and the modern Santa was born. A mixture of Christian crusader, pagan god, and commercial idol.